Perspective on Florida Gateway College Television is sponsored by Potash Corp of White Springs. Potash Corp, helping nature provide.
Hello everyone and welcome to Perspective. This is a public affairs presentation of Florida Gateway College. My name is Mike McKee and my guest is Andrea Thomas. She is a park service specialist at the Stephen Foster Folk Culture Center in White Springs. And we're going to talk about the Florida Folk Festival, the 65th annual Florida Folk Festival going on this weekend in White Springs. We'll do that when we come back. Don't go away.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Perspective here on Florida Gateway College Television. This weekend is a special weekend for the Stephen Foster Folk Culture Center. It's the 65th annual Florida Folk Festival, Music, Heritage, and Legend. Andrea Thomas is with the park, and she's going to talk a little bit about the festival itself. We got some video we're going to show folks a little bit later. So Andrea, tell me a little bit about the festival itself. It's been going on for 65 years. Exactly, for those who have never been or have never seen it, what is it?
The Florida Folk Festival is actually a celebration of Florida and all of the diverse cultures that make up Florida. So everything from the Greek, Cuban, Haitian, Spanish, I mean, every culture and every heritage is really showcased.
So it's not just a folk festival as in folk as you would think of folk music. It is, like we mentioned, the Greek culture in Tarpon Springs.
Oh, yes.
Talk a little bit about that.
Well, this year they're actually showcasing the Southwest Florida. So I know with Tarpon Springs and everything, they do a lot of the sponge diving and collecting and things. But for this year, Southwest Florida, they're going to be showcasing taxidermy. We've got cracker cattle camps, and then there's...
Now whoa. Cracker cattle camps for, again, the layperson. Again, you're going to have to go see this to see what it is exactly. But cracker camp. What is that?
A cracker cowboy is a Florida cowboy, basically. They would run the cattle and down south through the prairies, all that kind of things. But their namesake was a cracker cowboy because of the whip cracking. So you can actually go and learn how to make the bull whips that they used.
Yeah, for those who are used to watching westerns on television, cattle ranching in the West or the Midwest is definitely different than Florida because there are some prairies. In fact, if you've driven on the turnpike in South Florida, you know that there's nothing on this side and nothing on this side for long except you see cows. In the old days, they called it the cracker cowboys, and there was a certain way they raised cattle down there.
Right, we have our own specific breed of cattle, so to say. So the cracker cows and cracker horses, and Kissimmee Prairie State Park actually still runs them.
Now, I know that this is the first folks who were here in Florida were Indians, Seminole tribes, the Creek tribes. That is going to be on display as well in some instances, so that the young people can see exactly who was here before the settlers came in the 1700s. Yes,
we have our Seminole Family Camp. They're going to do all sorts of things from cooking demonstrations, beadwork, just different craft workshops, and you can go in and the Seminole tribe will be there at the camp. And
they'll have a chickee there, right?
Oh, we've got several.
Now, again, I'm throwing words. I've done enough of these shows about the folk festival. I've been to it several times. I know what a chickee is, but describe what a chickee is for the lay people out there.
So it is a palmetto leaf thatched hut, so to say.
And instead of a teepee,
right,
which is what you saw again in westerns back in the day, in Florida, they were a little bit different because of the climate.
Oh yes, and a lot of the places like sleeping platforms, of course, the ground is damp, so you'd build it up some, and then you have your ground pits for fire, and all the Chiquis had different areas. So you had your sleeping, your cooking, your gathering, your meeting, and then your family areas.
And so let's take a look at a little video that was produced last year at last year's festival to kind of give you an idea of the atmosphere that goes on. First of all, there's plenty of arts and crafts.
Tons of vendors. We have tons of vendors, and all of them are from Florida. That is one of our criteria, that you've learned your trade or you are a Florida artist.
A lot of this stuff is handmade.
It is.
And of course, there's plenty of food. I was amazed with the number of vendors they're cooking. Like this chicken here is making me hungry right now.
Oh, it is. I mean, we even do cooking demonstrations.
And then you have several venues within the park for, like this is a dancing demonstration.
So it's our heritage and dance stage. So you can actually take dance lessons, watch a dance. We also do a techno contra dance in the evening. So black lights and you're encouraged to bring a lawn chair and find some shade because it's going to be a little bit warm. It will be. This is a fiddle competition, correct? Right. The Florida Fiddlers Association and the Florida Banjo Association hold their competitions every year at the Folk Festival. So the final competition for the state is held at Folk Festival. And you can go see any one of those. You may see someone who might be a star at some point in the future. There's a stage, very simple guitar and fiddle. And young people, this is, I remember this young man was doing balsa wood surfboards. Oh, yes. And they're great. And here we have hot sauce, and then we have more handmade stuff. Cigar box guitars. Or if you want to set up a hammock between two trees, you can do that too. We also rent bicycles at the gift shop. So, Andrea, this is kind of a neat thing for a family to do on Memorial Day weekend. It is, you know, and we've got a huge kids area that we've got demonstrations, performances, all sorts of things happening at, but it's a great educational experience for families and for children, and it's very family friendly. You know, and everything is going to be explained to you here, so you're not just walking in on someone dancing with a broom and not understanding what that is. There's someone there that is telling you this is how this got started, and this tradition is continued through this group. There may be a group of young ladies that do this on the weekends. Oh, yes. Can't imagine why, but no, kidding. But again, you'll see all kinds of stuff. Now describe, I walked up on this and just started shooting video. This looks like a jam session. It is. Folks get together, they bring their instruments in. You know, you come for the festival, but also bring your instrument, and they get together and they jam and they learn. I mean, and some of the performers will do workshops. This is a jam circle, but you know, Billy Dean and Jim Stafford do songwriting workshops, song composure workshops. John McEwen last year did a banjo workshop. You know, you say Billy Dean and workshops, there's the Carolyn Tower. But I was walking through the park, this is probably 3 years ago, and I started hearing a song that I'd heard before on the radio, and it was Broken Heart by Billy Dean, and he was describing, and you talk about a great experience. You got a guy that wrote a #1 hit in My Broken Heart, and he's describing how he wrote it. And so he's going through every verse and every word, and he's talking about this, and he's talking about this, and why this rhymes with this, and how this goes, and it's really, really educational. It is, and if you're a musician or an aspiring musician, it's definitely, this is a great festival to go to, because the workshops you can really benefit from, and you can learn new talents, new items, I mean, and meet a lot of different talented people. Well, and Andrea, the thing that gets me about this festival is that there are people that don't mind telling you about what they're doing, and they're not shy about it, and there's no dumb question. No, not at all. The performers and participants and even just general visitors, they want to share their knowledge and their talent and everything that they're doing, and that's one of the reasons they come to the Folk Festival. Let's talk about who is going to be here. I was looking at the lineup. You have Livingston Taylor, yes, who is James Taylor's brother, who's had a couple hits in the 70s, does acoustic work. He does.
And we have Tom Chapin.
Who is Harry Chapin's brother. And he did, I grew up with him because I was a Cabbage Patch generation.
Oh, were you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Harry did
Cats in the Cradle.
Cats in the Cradle, Silver Spoon, little. Tom Chapin, I'm trying to think of his hit.
He does a lot of children's songs and children's albums, so I know him well from the Cabbage Patch theme song. And
now, Melanie is on here. Now, I would not think that Melanie would be a folk artist, but I guess that's how she got started.
Oh, yes.
Her commercial hit was I've Got a Brand New Roller Skate.
I've got a brand new key.
Brand new key. She's got a pair of brand new roller skates.
So I've got a brand new pair of roller skates, and you've got a brand new key.
I think we could get together and try them on to see. Yeah, that was a 70s hit. She'll be singing that, I'm sure, as well as some other folk hits that she had. Les Dudek. Now, there's an obscure name. I know it because I grew up in the 70s as well. Talk about Les Dudek.
Les Dudek is one of those that if you've never seen him perform, it is definitely a performance not to miss. He is a fantastic guitar player and puts on a great performance.
You said he played with Linda Ronstadt?
Or no, he played with Cher and Stevie Nicks, Steve Miller Band. And that's just to name a few. He's played with a lot.
He was part of those bands back when in their heyday, because bands interchange pieces of the band over the years. But Les is kind of responsible because of his talent on the lead guitar in the hits that these artists had back in the day.
He definitely is talented.
that'll be a treat. Let's talk about Billy. You said Billy Dean and Jim Stafford. Billy Dean, again with a Grammy Award-winning Broken Heart, and Jim Stafford, Don't Like Spiders or Snakes. Those are hits that he had. I think he had a song about a girl named Bill.
He did.
Back in the 70s as well. So he's going to be there. Ben Prestige. How would people know Ben Prestige?
Ben Prestige is a younger yet one-man band. He's sort of an entity into himself. He's a phenomenal performer, and
he plays the guitar. He plays the cymbals with his knees.
Oh yes.
He does the percussion with his feet.
Oh yes.
He has a harmonica in there, and he also sings at the same time. So.
He is this whole complete package, and it's great.
I know
to watch.
that if you Google Ben Prestige, you'll be really blown away, because I think a lot of his YouTube videos have hundreds and thousands of hits because of the talent that he has, and he's going to be there. Frank Thomas. I've not heard much about Frank Thomas.
Frank Thomas is basically, we look at him as the grandfather of folk. So Frank Thomas is one of the oldest Florida folk artists that we have, but he has been at the festival, I think, since the beginning, and does a whole bunch of different Florida theme songs.
Now, so that's just, you've got over 300 performances in addition to what I just said.
Yes.
If people want to go, it's Friday,
Saturday, and Sunday.
And there's not everybody's going to perform all 3 days. There'll be so if you want to find out when someone you're very interested in seeing is playing, there's a huge schedule
online.
Printed online. Is there an address for that? So
it is. It's www.floridafolkfestival.com. And you can go on there, and our schedule's up. You can pick it by the day. And we also have a mobile app, so you can download Florida Folk Fest on either Android or iPhone, and you can actually set your own schedule with your favorites.
And that's something new.
It is.
Which is kind of cool. It's some of the bigger venues do that for big festivals, so you can do that. Again, there's the address on the screen, floridafolkfestival.com. Tickets are on sale for the rest of the week. Are they? You can buy them at the gate?
You can buy them at the gate in advance up until Friday. They are $50 for the whole weekend. 6 to 16, or children 6 to 16, or $5 for the whole weekend. And then under 6 is free. And at the gate, it's $60 for the whole weekend or $30 for the day. And kids 6 to 16 are still $5 for the whole weekend.
All right. And so if you would like more information, go onto that website and see just exactly who's playing at what time. And again, how many people do you expect to be at the festival?
I'm not sure. I mean, normally we have anywhere from 13 to about 17,000, depending on the weather and all that good stuff. So we're going to have a good turnout.
Is there not paid for parking, right?
No, you'll park right outside the gates, but we have shuttles.
Yeah, you have golf cart shuttles that
We
are
do,
going on there.
and they're a lot of fun.
All right. Well, good luck with it this weekend. Again, it is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's no camping inside the park, correct?
No, so there is no camping.
We're talking Spirit of the Swanee Music Park is where they camp inside
Right.
the park. This is just
We're just the venue, just the festival.
Just a venue. And again, it's going to be a great festival. You've got a lineup that, I mean, some of these folks have been there before, but you get a chance to see something new at the Florida Folk Festival, the 65th annual, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. A tradition in North Florida like you've never seen before. So if you've never been, head out to the park this weekend and enjoy yourself. Andrea, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching Perspective here on Florida Gateway College Television. Until next time, I'm Mike McKee.